eBay Motors. Dun, 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 dun. eBay, have it your way. Oh, that's Burger King. Nautical nonsense.
It's the name of our boat, and now I can reveal it officially.
That's so exciting!
Now I'll have to send you the video of us doing the christening for it.
Okay.
It was pretty funny. I think I told you that I had to be the one to like read it.
Yeah.
For like ceremonial purposes or like superstition purposes, the wife or a woman. And so like, oh man, I wish I had the paper with me. But like I was praying to the sea gods basically. And I had to face like a different direction, like north, east, west, south, or whatever. And I was worried about, we had to break a bottle of champagne on it. And champagne's really thick.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what if it doesn't break? And Josh is like, then it's bad luck. And I'm like, damn, that's a lot of pressure on me. So he like scored the bottle a little bit, and then he's like, all right, whenever you break it, step on the anchor and smash it against the anchor. That anchor broke, dude, and the glass went all over the boat. And I could not stop my ceremony. I had to just keep on reading. My sister's like in the background telling the kids, stay seated. Don't get up. Don't get up. She's like, there's glass everywhere. Don't get up. And then there's these people in the next boat over because we're still at the docks while we're doing it. And there's these people in the next boat over. And I'm being super loud and obnoxious while I'm reading to all the sea gods because I'm like, I'm just going to fully dive into this role. And they're just like sitting there laughing at us. And I'm like, I fulfilled it. I did good.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, buddy. We had so much fun.
Good.
Yeah. We're gonna take you out on it as long as it's if we have good weather. You and Alice and your mom, if she wants, you guys can go out on the boat.
Oh, that would be so much fun. I love that. Well, everybody, yesterday was Bree's birthday. So when this comes out, it'll be a week ago yesterday.
I'm officially 30 now.
You are.
But you know what my nephew told me?
What?
I tried to be all sweet and everything. And they were like, how old are you going to be, Aunt Brie? And I'm like, how do you think I am? And, they're young. So I'm like, they're going to be like, oh, she's like 14.
Yeah.
He's like, you look 40. It's like, wow. You just jumped down to like my least favorite niece or nephew. Like, cool. You look 40.
Thank you. You look 40. By the way, you do not look 40. Not even close.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
Natalie made up for it. She said I was going to be 5, so.
Perfect. Thank you, Natalie.
Meet in the middle there. It's like 20.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so I have my question for you this week is, what did you do for your birthday? Since we're talking about your birthday.
My birthday, well, we had a family dinner. Here we had hibachi. Josh made hibachi on the blacktop or Blackstone. And then on my actual birthday, we went out on the boat all day and drank and floated in the water and caught hermit crabs and sand dollars and had a good time, and then came home and went to bed. It was perfect.
Aww,
we did that today too.
It was like a birthday weekend.
Heck yeah.
I love that. That's so much fun.
It was a blast.
Wonderful. Good. You deserved it. Do you want to open up your present?
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Bree,
I brought it in. Yeah.
Bree saved, I sent her a present, but she saved it to open it on the podcast for you guys.
And for Amy. But yes, for you guys as well.
Yeah.
Got this big box right here. Can I shake it?
No.
Dang it.
It's very fragile.
Whoa. Oh, there's a card.
Yeah. You don't need to read
it. This isn't just an Amazon box. Okay. Do you want me to read the card later?
Yeah, you can read it later. Yeah.
In privacy?
In the dark. In the dark. After a steamy shower.
Wait, can I just
have to cry?
I'm just going to read this part. I forgot to put this in the package. Oops.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
I
in
actually,
in the lip of it.
yeah, because I taped it on the front of the package, and the guy was like, "What if it gets wet?" And I was like, "Oh, good point." So he like cut the package open for me a little bit, and he slipped it in.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah,
Not everybody would do that. I
yeah,
love all the gold tinsel. It's like
yeah.
Christmas. What did you do?
I
What
had
is
to wrap
this?
something so it wouldn't break.
Oh, I'm glad I did not shake it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much bubble wrap and so much tinsel. Are you gonna make me cry?
No.
Hang on, it's taped.
Yeah, you might need scissors.
I got child safety scissors right here.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly that will do it.
Here's the bubble effect. Little ASMR for everybody.
Thank you. I really hope it's not broken.
I don't know how this thing is like freaking covered.
Good. I used the whole thing. The whole roll of bubble wrap.
Jeez, Amy.
Well, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't gonna die.
Die? Is it alive?
Well, it could be.
This is the mirror mirror said. Oh my gosh. Except I don't see anything in it that is my wildest hopes and dreams.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's just me. It's me.
It's you. You are your dream.
I'm my dream. Look. I see this all the time, and I always want it. I've seen it on like Facebook Market and stuff, like long distance to buy it. And I've
Yeah.
always wanted to buy it. Dude,
Well,
I'm
let
putting
me
this
tell
up
you.
in my house.
You should. It's so cute.
It's my house. This is going in my house.
Okay.
This
I hope
is
it doesn't-
amazing.
So I actually bought it off of Facebook Market. It's not.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, like that is Brie. And it was like in really good condition. I was like, this is doing something good for the planet.
I feel like you're so good at buying for me. You are
Thank
just
you.
and like you don't even realize. Like I was telling my sister the other day how curious I was as to what was in your package. Like I wanted to open it so bad. And she was like, well then open it. I was like, no, I have to wait for her because I want to open it with her. I was like, she is so good at getting me gifts. I was like, half the time she'll get me things and I don't even know that I want them and she gets me them. Or like, I don't even know that I'm interested in certain things. Like he'll get me products and I'm like, wow, I love this. Now I'm going to have to buy it every month now because Amy got me addicted to it. Like,
Sorry about
you're
it.
you're really good present buyer.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's my second favorite gift.
Which one's your favorite? Is it
The
the
drawing
one?
from Charlotte.
Oh, I thought you meant for me.
Oh, oh, yes. Yeah, oh my God. No, I mean for my birthday. Charlotte drew me a picture
Aw.
of Harry Potter, and it's actually a really good picture.
Oh, you'll have to send a picture of it to me.
Yeah, I will. It's really sweet. I like almost cried. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, you did this? She's like, yeah. And I was like, wow. I think she watched like a tutorial or whatever on how to do it, but it was so cute.
She's such a little creative little spitfire.
She really is.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so who's going first this week?
I think I went first.
Okay. Do you have a neighborhood story for me?
I do actually. Okay. All right. Please help. I'm out of butter. Okay. So let me tell you how this is spelled. I''MOUT of butter. Please help. I'm out of butter.
I'm out of.
Please drop a stick at the corner of blank and blank between 2 and 4 a.m. today, Sunday. I don't want to meet people. I don't want new friends. I just need butter. Butter is important to me. That's all.
Butter. I wonder what that guy's
also,
cholesterol
like,
is at.
Why do you want the? Why can't you just let them drop it off at whatever time and just like not meet and greet them? Like, why does it have to be between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m.?
Those times are
really
very
weird.
hard to meet, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, no kidding. No, I'm just saying, like, why don't they just like, hey, drop it off whenever. Just give me a heads up so I don't have to see you.
Put it on my porch.
Put it on my porch. Maybe the sun is at its because the sun was high during. I don't know.
I have
Give
no
the guy
idea,
some
dude.
butter.
Okay. So I am going to tell you, I actually got this. I learned about this story on TikTok. So I am going to tell you about Seath Jackson. So Seath Jackson was the youngest of 3 boys. He grew up in Bellevue, Florida. Do you know where that is?
Nope.
Me either. He spent his childhood climbing trees and getting dirty. When he got a bit older, he spent his spare time doing BMX and mixed martial arts and skateboarding with his best friend, William Samulot. So Bellevue, Florida is known as a sleepy, quiet town with that small town charm feel. Unfortunately, that means that there's not much to do for teenagers. There's a skate park and a drive-through or a drive-in movie theater.
It's right outside of Pensacola.
Oh.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
All right. So there's a drive-in movie theater, but that's about it. And those kids, that would fall into the wrong crowd. It's easy for them to have run-ins with law enforcement. So William and Seath were more like brothers, and Seath would give the shirt off of his back for anyone. At the age of 14 years old, Seath was tall for his age. He was handsome, and he was known to be cool and calm and collective.
Me too.
They were in their sophomore year of high school, so they were started to get interested in partying and girls. And boy, oh boy, was Seath the chick magnet. Everybody wanted to date Seath. In December of 2010, Seath started dating Amber Wright. She was pretty petite with auburn hair. Amber was popular and confident. Their connection was strong right off the bat, and Seath was head over heels for Amber. Seath's parents said that they were basically joined at the hip. They were inseparable. In March of 2011, Seath declared his love for Amber on Facebook. However, although they looked good on paper, they had a lot of trust and jealousy issues, as, sophomores do. A lot of their relationship revolved around drinking and smoking marijuana, which also would lead them to fight and, just argue and stuff like that. And Seath's parents actually noticed that Amber was manipulating Seath to the, not so much hey, this is a problem, Seath, we need to take a look at this and intervene, but it was there. The manipulation was there, but it wasn't enough to set off alarm bells.
Right.
So later that March, Amber broke up with Seath, out of the blue. I know.
Oh my gosh. Heartbreaking.
And if you thought that their relationship was toxic, their breakup was tenfold. It was so bad. So on March 28th, and so it wasn't just a breakup, oh, he broke up with me, move on. It was every day they're fighting about this breakup. On March 28th, Seath posted on Facebook, "Single, hit me up now that I don't have a trick," which I don't know what a trick, a chick? Maybe? I don't know. And then he posted his phone number. This caused a huge online argument between the two. Seath revealed that she cheated on him, and they were both name calling and airing each other's dirty laundry out for everyone to read. It was super messy. Just it would be fun to read. But
yeah.
It was just...
love other people's drama.
Yeah, it was just escalating so bad. On one post, he claimed that Amber was doing meth. And Amber posted on one that, "Just do me a favor and consider me dead to you. I never loved you. I don't ever want to hear your name." She also posted, "It takes a real man to accept the fact that he got broken up with." And also, all of these, the way, the vocabulary, the wording and the spelling was so bad on both ends. So he responded to that it takes a real man to accept he got broken up with. He responded, "We both need to just let this all go. Yeah, we broke up. Yeah, it hurts. I'm over it. I'm just not going to let Mike have his cake and eat it too."
What?
Who's Mike? Well, Mike is 18 years old. His name is Michael Shane Bargo. And he was also the guy Amber cheated on Seth with.
Okay, makes
And
sense.
Seth, after they broke up, he discovered that Amber and Mike were dating, which this consumed Seth with jealousy. It was so bad. He just like thought about it constantly. Michael moved to their sleepy town 2 years prior and wanted everyone to know that he was a tough guy in town. Mind you, Michael was very scrawny and not at all looked scary looking or tough. But Seth and Mike actively hated each other. Michael grew up in a broken home, and his father was a raging, angry alcoholic. And as Michael got older, he also would show those type of outbursts of anger that his dad had. After Michael moved to Florida to live with his dad full time, he eventually left the house and was couch surfing with friends, and he actually dropped out of school, so he never finished high school. He had been arrested twice for burglary and had an active restraining order. I know I mispronounced it. He has an active restraining order against him, and he carries a .22 revolver everywhere he goes. So Michael sounds like a real winner.
Yeah.
Later, Amber revealed she only ever dated Michael to hurt Seth, which is really sad because she knew they hated each other. After realizing that Amber was dating Michael, it became Seth's channel for his anger towards Amber. He would often post on Facebook taunting Michael and challenging him to fight him. And Seth's friend would also like weigh in and be like, "Oh, Michael, you would never do it. You're such a wimp," like stuff like that.
Yeah.
"You're so weak." So meanwhile, Amber told Michael that Seth was physically abusive towards Amber throughout their relationship. So this caused Michael to rant about it to his friends, and word got back to Amber's half brother, Kyle Hooper.
Oh.
Kyle is 16 years old and was dating a girl named Alyssa. During all of this happening, Alyssa broke up with Kyle over the phone, and then Kyle went over to talk to Alyssa, like in person, and she found her in bed with Seth.
What?
I know.
What? What are these kids doing? They're like in high school.
I know. It's so messy.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Dear God, in 10th grade, I was really not cool.
I was so
Clearly.
lame. I was so lame. I spent my birthday.
I was seeing Toy Story 2.
Okay,
3. Sorry.
That's lamer than me. I'm sorry. I went to San Francisco with my grandpa and my mom and 2 friends for my 15th birthday.
With your grandpa.
Well, yeah, he loved San Francisco. Anyways.
Of course I would invite him.
So much drama. So Seth found out Amber and Michael were going to go to this party at this 18-year-old Charlie K. L's trailer. It's like a little like a mobile home. And also, I just want to point out, why are these 18-year-olds hanging out with like 15 and 16-year-olds? Because I would have never been caught with a 15 or 16-year-old when I was 18.
I mean, I hung out with a lot of older people.
Okay. Maybe it's just me.
I always hung out with the older crowds.
Okay.
But like my older crowds were like out of high school. I was hanging out with like college people and stuff and managers and stuff from my job. I didn't like high school.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. You're more mature for your age. So,
sure. That's why.
Okay. So, Seth found out that Amber and Michael were going to this party at 18-year-old Charlie K. L's trailer, mobile home. Charlie's trailer was a known party spot and was also a scene for the wrong type of crowd type of kids. So Seth shows up and he got in a fist fight with Michael, and he laid Michael out, man. He just like brought him down to his knees. And so, of course, this stung Michael's ego because Michael's supposed to be like the tough guy, right?
I was about to say, where you at, Michael? What's going on?
What's going on, Michael? So Charlie's husband, because she's 18 and is already married, her husband is in jail. So she's doing great. And so to pay for rent, she subleased rooms for rent. She rented out to a Justin Soto. He was 20. Kyle, which is Amber's half brother, and Michael. So she had 3 boys living in her trailer to help pay for rent. So that's just
like a
something.
really cramped house.
Yes. Yeah. But and then on top of that, like, you have all those kids over partying.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet it stinks
It's
so bad in there.
So dirty.
Yeah. So anyways, that's just something that you need to remember. So after the fight, Kyle left his parents' home after fighting with his current stepdad over drug use. Justin Soto had a juvenile record for possession of a weapon on school property, battery, and robbery. And Michael, like we know, his dad was a raging alcoholic and he dropped out of school, so he left. But he also was a self-appointed ringleader for these roommates and for anyone that would come over to Charlie's house to party. Okay. So on April 17th, 2011, Michael shared that his little group of friends, his plan to kill Seth. There at the house that day at Charlie's house was Kyle, Justin, Amber, Charlie, and then a 37-year-old James Young Haven the third. He was Kyle and Amber's former stepfather, and he would be a regular over at Charlie's trailer. Okay. Sir, why are you hanging out with 18-year-olds? So, according to Kyle, Michael said, "We need to kill Seth. Nobody likes him. We need to kill him." So Michael's plan was to lure Seth to the trailer by Amber under the pretense that she wanted to get back with him. Once Seth was inside the house, Justin would knock him over the head with a piece of wood. Then Michael and Kyle would move in and shoot and beat Seth. Then Michael would drag Seth to the bathroom to finish the job. He was adamant that Seth is still alive when he takes him to the bathtub so he can look Seth in the eyes when he pulls the trigger. So Seth would know exactly who took his life.
Dang.
So within minutes of hearing this plan, all 5 of them were like, all right, let's do it. Excuse me?
What? You want to go to jail for the rest of your life?
Yeah. So they started hashing out the finer details, and mid-discussion, James, the 37-year-old man, grown man, gets up and just goes home. Later, he claimed that he felt uncomfortable, but obviously not uncomfortable enough to call the police or try to get the children to like come to their senses. So just enough that he didn't want to hear any more of it. So that day, Seth was spending that Sunday afternoon how he typically did during the spring of his sophomore year. He was busy playing video games with his friends. At 7 p.m., Amber texted Seth stating she wanted to get back together with him and wanted to meet up. He actually felt like Amber was actually going to set him up. He felt like Amber was setting him up to get jumped by Michael for revenge for playing him out. Yeah. So he was like, oh, I'm not sure about this. His gut was telling him something was off. And even Amber, in a text, he said, if I get jumped, I'm not going to give you the time of day. So a short while later, Seth said that he was heading home and he headed out for the night. At 7:58 p.m., Amber texted Seth and said, meet me at the corner closest to Charlie's home. And Seth said, I'm almost there. And Amber replied, see you there. When he arrived, he was surprised to see Amber was with Charlie. And Seth was like, what's going on? And she's like, don't worry about it. And she persuaded him to go back to Charlie's place. Once inside, he found Kyle inside the trailer. And Kyle was friendly. So even though earlier Seth had slept with Kyle's very new ex-girlfriend, but Kyle was like, hey man, how's it going? And Seth was like, okay, like
we've got things in common.
Yeah. So Kyle, he was friendly, and then Amber asked Kyle to leave so she could talk with Seth. Kyle joined Charlie and Michael in the back room. And it was at that moment that Kyle had a flicker of consciousness. He expressed his doubts of the plan to Michael, and Michael quickly put them to rest. He's like, no, man. I think everything's going to be fine. So he also reminded Kyle of all the terrible things that he had done to them, sleeping with his ex, disrespecting Amber, fighting with Michael, and said Seth deserved to die. While Amber was distracting Seth, Kyle and Justin emerged from their rooms and started beating Seth with planks of wood. Seth got up on his feet and was running to the front door. That's when Michael opened fire and shot Seth twice in the back. Seth made it out of the door and almost to the road when Justin stopped him, and together Kyle and Michael wrestled Seth back to the trailer. He was then dragged to the bathroom and placed in the bathtub. Michael instructed Kyle and Justin to help Amber and Charlie to clean the blood splatter in the living room and the kitchen. Kyle later stated that he heard Michael yelling, cursing, and beating Seth, and more gunshots. Then Michael finally delivered his final gunshot, this time in Seth's face. Michael then broke Seth's kneecaps with a baseball bat. He hog-tied Michael so Michael's body would fit inside of a sleeping bag. He then pulled out Seth's teeth with pliers.
What?
Together, they drug Seth's body out back where Charlie and Amber had prepared a bonfire and placed his body inside the fire.
I see.
Yeah. So then they drank and hung out around the fire pit as if it was just a typical Saturday evening.
Roasted some marshmallows.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They tended to the fire to continue to burn the body until there was nothing left but ashes and bone fragments.
Wow.
Neighbors later stated that they were a bit concerned about how high the flames were, and they also stated they heard fireworks, which is interesting. I don't know if that's like the body popping or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
But they just chalked it up to the kids having a party. The next day, the 37-year-old, just can't get over
God.
James, that hung around the place, helped the kids dispose of what was left of Seth's body. I know, man.
You're uncomfortable with the whole idea, but you're going to help them dispose of the body.
Yeah. So he helped the kids shovel the remains into 3 35-gallon cans, which they then threw into a rock quarry, and then helped clean up the last of the blood stains in the place with bleach. Then, after everything was done, they went and played basketball.
Oh, okay.
So Seth had a really good habit of letting his parents know that if he was going to be home late or if he wasn't going to come home at all. So that night, when he never showed up, his mom was like, that's suspicious. This is not very out of character for him. So, April 17th, she knew something was wrong. The next day, on the next morning, she reported Seth's disappearance to the police. And the following day, it was broadcasted all over the news. Kyle just happened to be watching the news with his mother, looks her right in the face, and said, I witnessed that murder. And she's like, what? Excuse me? Oh, don't worry, Mom. I didn't do it, though. I wasn't involved, but I witnessed it. And she was like,
you were involved.
Yeah. She was like, okay. So she calls the police.
Good.
Little did she know she was going to be taking her 2 children down to the police station, Amber and Kyle, and they would never be returning home. So Kyle was the first to admit his role in Seth's murder and claims that he hit Seth over the head with a piece of wood and then told Seth to run, and was shocked when Michael shot him. Charlie and Amber both had a story that Seth's story, it was the same story. Seth showed up at the trailer and Amber let him in. She was talking with Seth in the living room when Kyle came in and attacked Seth with a piece of wood. So Amber went to the back room with Charlie and they stayed there all night, even after hearing gunshots. And then when they woke up the next morning, the place reeked of bleach.
Oh.
So the investigators actually left Kyle, Amber, and Charlie in the interrogation room alone, where they basically confessed to their entire roles in the murder. And that is the video that I found on TikTok, because they're like, what are we going to do? Even if in the video that I was going to play it for you, but it's kind of long. So in the video, they're like, oh, what are we going to do? Even if we get out of this, everyone's going to hate us. Like, we're not going to be liked by anybody anymore. And it's like, is
It's
that what you're worried about?
are you like, yeah, exactly. Like, why is that a problem?
Yeah.
You should be concerned about the fact that you just took someone's life and you're going to go to
Yeah.
jail for it for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So, but they were like, you know, what did you tell them? What did you tell them? Well, I didn't tell them this. And they were able to get confessions out of them by leaving them in the room and it being recorded.
So they were like together in the room?
Yeah. So originally they were all separate, but then they weren't getting anywhere with the kids. So they put them all in the same room and just left. And they were recording and all the kids confessed to it.
How do they not know that they were being recorded? I guess they're kids.
Yeah, they're kids. So the police found Michael because he dipped out. They found Michael 80 miles away at a friend's house, and Michael confessed to everything, which led to the arrest of all 6 kids plus the 37-year-old for accessory. He was arrested.
Well, he wasn't going anywhere.
Right. He was arrested for accessory to murder and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. All the juveniles were tried as adults and were charged with first-degree murder, or they were charged with first-degree murder with a life in prison without the possibility of parole. And Justin was given a life sentence. Michael was sentenced to the death penalty and is the youngest adult on death row still in Florida.
Wow.
And that is the story of Seath Jackson.
That was a whirlwind. Again,
so much drama.
Was doing so many less things when I was a sophomore.
I know. I was never in my wildest dreams would ever pick up a marijuana joint or drink.
Nope. That's when
never.
I drank a little bit, but it was at home, so it was cool. It's fine.
I didn't have a party place to go to.
Yeah, no, me neither. We were allowed to drink a little bit at home, and that was it. I didn't go in that, but that's probably why I didn't, because I could just do it in my comfort.
You could do it. Yeah.
I didn't get trashed, but
yeah,
and I had a job.
Yeah, it didn't sound like any of these kids had jobs.
No. Clearly not. No responsibilities.
No.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh.
So, wait, were you in North Carolina or were you in Pensacola around that time?
Oh, I lived in Crestview at that time, in Florida.
Yeah.
So yeah, not far.
I'm surprised you didn't hear about it.
Whenever you said the 37-year-old guy, I thought it was someone I knew, but the first name was different.
Oh, okay.
Because it was funny because the guy that I knew lived in Pensacola, and Pensacola is like I think it's like right. It looks like it's right on the outskirts of Pensacola, or like kind of like an area in Pensacola.
Yeah.
Not like the actual city Pensacola, but yeah.
Right. Oh boy, that would have been very awkward if you knew him.
Yeah, he's not in jail, so.
Oh, that's good.
I don't think he is.
I
don't know.
He has that going for himself.
Good job. Don't be like that guy.
Hanging out with 18-year-olds.
Yeah. And not reporting when there's going to be a conspiring murder or whatever.
Yeah, that's rough. Okay, I'm really excited to hear your story.
Okay, I just realized I didn't send you, so I'm going to just send you the images as we go through them. I'm going to do an eBay segment because I haven't done them in a hot minute. Okay, so I sent you the first picture, and this one is titled, go ahead and describe to me what you see in the first one.
I don't want to. So this is like a little black, she's a little black doll. She looks like one of those ones that you can like feed, like with a bottle, because she has like a little tiny hole in her mouth.
That's a good point.
She has a little red dress on with like gold embroidered on it, but her eyes are yellow.
Like glowing yellow.
Yes.
Like cat's eyes.
Otherwise, she'd be very cute, but I can't with her glowing yellow eyes.
They're so creepy.
You're good.
So, This one is titled Authentic Demonic Possessed Doll. Real Satanic Haunted, Extremely Active. The cost is
Believable.
$249.
Oh my
It is
gosh.
used, and I found it on eBay. This one, the description for it is, this demonic doll comes from a satanic church and it has satanic symbols on her back. The vessel
Oh
has
my God.
legions of demons. So also there were more pictures of it like without the dress on, and there were satanic symbols drawn all over it, which no thanks. All right. This is
Oh
a
my
very
gosh.
active demonic. It will try and fool you by telling you it is a child, but don't be fooled. It's in human spirit, demon, something that has never walked the earth in human flesh. It can be dangerous if provoked. The activity I've been experiencing has been scratches and threes, pounding sounds coming from the walls, loud hissing and growling noises, being
No.
touched on my face. I've been slapped, seen doors slamming, lights flickering, burning sensation on my skin, foul smells like rotten eggs, and etc. Only experienced buyers. If you know me well enough, you know to take my haunted vessel seriously. If you are scared easily, do not buy this vessel. You have been warned. Follow me on YouTube for channel Phantoms, and I think we've talked about them before. And also follow their eBay, blah, 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 blah.
No.
Also it says, remember to give offerings to welcome the spirit into your home.
But it's not welcomed.
No, I don't want that one in my home.
Oh.
Item numero dos coming your way.
eBay Motors. Okay, so this guy looks like, you know, those at like Michael's, maybe at Joann's, they have like these animals, like for some random reason in the kid section, like the kid or
Oh my
kid
gosh,
craft
yes.
section.
Yes.
Like just
They
random
got like
animals.
unicorns and horses and stuff.
Yeah, for like no reason. They're just little figurines. And that's exactly what this guy looks like he came from.
It is. It's a lion.
It's a lion. He's got his mouth open. Ah.
Full Mufasa mode.
Yeah.
All right. So this one is titled Haunted Doll Active Spirit Demon Satan Sexual Shapeshifter Succubus Lion Lacey. Very long description.
Yeah.
The cost is $18.99. It is used.
Oh my gosh.
The description is haunted doll active spirit negative demonic Satan shapeshifter succubus dominant Lacey 4.5 inches by 2.5 inches. The name is Lacey. It says, Lacey is truly adventurous and disgusting. She loves dominating and getting rough. She is into whatever you're into. Scat, urination, all fluids make her inner crazy come out. She loves marks on her wrists and knees and loves being tied up. A true succubus that craves sex every day, all day. She was a housewife who would sneak out to go to a dungeon and pay people to tie her up and whip her bare behind. Her husband found out and left her. She died of old age with no children. She is an incredible shapeshifter going from male to female because she loves switching roles. That's why she loves being in a lion vessel. You will be able to feel her intensity when she is in your home. Lacey wants you to be completely free and rough with her. Be cat-like. Sneak up on her and pounce her. Feed her and she will feed your sexual experiences and desires. She is dedicated to satisfying you to the max and increasing your sexual energy. Get ready to have the most intense fun like you would in the wild. This vessel is uncleansed. Light a white candle, burn incense, and give a small present to welcome it into your home.
I don't think I quit. I'm done. I am.
This podcast
done.
is not for children.
I don't want to do this. I don't even have words. Nope. I don't even know what to say to this. I don't know what to say. That bothers me so much. Who is having intercourse with a ghost? Oh boy. Okay. Well, for all the lonely people out there, it's $18. There you go.
You just, don't have sex with demons.
Yeah.
Make better decisions, please. Just think before you do that. Anyway, on to the next
Can
one.
we move on?
Yeah. This is awkward.
I really liked that one. What's the next one?
This is the tall one, the tall wooden thing.
So this is like a wooden figurine dude. It's a man, and he has very skinny hips. Looks like someone carved it. Yeah, it looks like someone carved him. I don't see any eyes unless those are his eyelids and they're closed. It looks like something that you would probably buy at a marketplace when you're traveling in India or something, or overseas somewhere. But yeah,
I love your descriptions.
Thank you.
This is why I've been having you do this. Now, what if you could name it? What would you name this guy?
Oh, that's a great question. Call Lieutenant Dobster of the British Isles.
First off, you watch too much Disney.
Why?
The Southern Isles.
Oh.
I just thought of Frozen. So this is titled Active Haunted Doll Griffin. Great energy, positive spirit, paranormal. Cost is $50. It's used, and it says, "Hey, my name is Griffin. I was 38 years old before I passed away. I love to explore and look for treasures. Didn't matter what it was. If it was lost and I found it, it was worth more to me than you can ever imagine. One man's loss is another man's treasure," was my favorite quote from life. I was also into photography. I died due to falling off of a cliff one day. I was climbing.
Oh my gosh.
It was the highest cliff you can imagine, and dangerous too. I was told by the locals to be careful and simply lost my footing. Can you believe it? A simple misstep caused my death. Talk about your unlucky break. But anyways, now I'm searching for my forever home. I know that sounds crazy to believe, but I feel more safe and content in a home than the spirit realm. It's crazy here. I promise to not disturb.
Oh. How much was it?
$50.
You should buy him.
No.
I'll
buy him and I'll put them at the top of a tree so he'll feel right at home. He likes doing it.
Put him on top of a cliff.
Yeah.
At the bottom of a cliff.
Oh, we suck. All right. Item number 4.
He sounds so nice.
He does.
Okay, so this is a porcelain white cat, but I'm going to assume that the inside, her body is fabric, like a porcelain doll, and her hands and her feet are also porcelain. And it's a cat. She has blue eyes, long eyelashes. She's wearing a floral crown, and she has a floral long sleeve dress on with a white tulle. What is that? White lace around the top. Looks like something cute. Yeah, she's cute. Looks like something that you would see at an antique shop.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah.
Haunted Paranormal Estate Vintage 8-inch Victoria Ashley cat doll, Aunt Lucy. Positive. I don't know. The cost is $18.99. Condition is used, and the description goes: Haunted Paranormal Estate Vintage 8-inch Victoria Ashley for Globel 1996 cat doll, Aunt Lucy. She does show some age, and her left foot is broke as shown in photo. This cute lady we purchased online estate auction from New York. Several listed from a collection being sold by the family, but as I looked through, for some reason my phone screen froze. I was stuck on Aunt Lucy. Refreshing continued to keep me on Lucy's page, and it was like an immediate rush of energy hit me. Just seeing her face, I saw her love and had to buy her the only item from the estate that we purchased. She, for some reason, knew if she got my attention, I would know she was there. She stayed among us overnight to adjust when she arrived, and we started communicating the next day. The first evening was quiet, except for knocks we heard, and after setting up our blink camera in the room, we noticed how we heard them and our camera would be triggered. We would check and several times saw the doll, which was lying down, rocking on the table, and the sound was her hitting the wooden tabletop. We started communicating with our equipment the next evening, and she responded quickly to our questions by lighting up the K2 and yellow, and the male meter rose quickly up to 8. With questioning, we found out she was married, didn't have children, but had 5 nieces and nephews. She passed in her early 80s because of an age-related illness. As we kept checking the night vision screen, we did see orbs as she was interacting, and a few times again, we noticed her starting to rock in place as if she wanted to just get up and move. The only answer through the spirit box was when we asked if she was a man or a woman, and her response was Aunt Lou. When we reviewed the EVPs later, when asking her name, we heard the response of Aunt Lucy. Then about a minute or two later, we heard, "We'll miss 'em." We communicated for about an hour and a half the first night and multiple times after, and she's always been pleasant. She has stayed among us and is a constant source of love and positive energy for us and our pets. We do find her off her shelf sometimes. We assume from her rocking herself, and maybe it's how her foot broke. We are unsure, but she is a sweet soul.
She sounds nice.
She does. She does. She sounds like a sweet soul, Aunt Lucy.
Aunt Lucy. I like that one. Those last 2 were very nice. Nice and pleasant compared to the first 2.
Good. Well, the last 2 are cool. Awesome.
Okay.
So go ahead and talk about the next one there, buddy.
I don't even know how to describe this. Okay, so you guys saw the Toy Story 4.
Yeah, that's where my mind jumped.
The creepy dolls in the thrift store that were like wearing the tuxedos or whatever.
Ventriloquist.
Yes, yeah. That's exactly what this guy looks like. He also has like a glass ball in his lap or something. It looks like his mouth, he ate blood or something. Because his mouth is like covered in red. He also looks like he's missing an arm. Or maybe the arm is behind. No, the hand is behind the bell. So there's also a service bell next to him. And some red cylinder glowing light thing. I don't know what it is.
All right.
He looks like something I don't want to hear about. But tell me anyways.
All right. Charlie Haunted Doll. The cost is $425.
Oh, my word.
The condition is used vintage from before 1700.
Oh, wow.
This one's from Etsy. Charlie, haunted, extremely active, negative human spirit, trickster, loves causing chaos. His favorite things in life were drinking, fighting, and I think it's fucking. Sorry, it says FUCK. Yep, it's fucking. There's asterisks in the rest of it. So,
okay.
Drinking, fighting, and fucking. The order didn't matter. He says he was a part of the mob in the 1930s in Detroit. He shows me a young man walking by a railroad track, smoking a cigarette with a black eye and a very angry aura. I see red and black looking at him. I think growing up in that area, he always felt like he had a lot to prove. He says his parents were together, but his dad was a lowlife who hit his mom. It made him very angry.
Yeah.
He felt hopeless at times and went out looking for fights to get into because of the things that were going on at his home. He loves to set off the dead bell. It is very active with a REM pod when he feels like it and loves pulling pranks on you. He
Oh.
threw the towel on my bathroom floor this morning after I got out the shower. What a jerk. He's a
Whoa.
fan of naked women, and you will feel him watching you. He would never hurt a woman, though, because of the things he saw his mom go through. He talks often of his life in the mob, saying words like cement shoes, fights, drinking, and smoking. So apparently, all those mean the mob.
Drinking and
Fights,
smoking.
drinking,
Fights.
smoking. He's a very active spirit. He just played the song "Hit Me with Your Best Shot." He truly
Oh,
loved fighting and was always ready to jump into a brawl. He loves
okay.
bullet lights, REM pods, spirit boxes, spirit apps, the dead bell. He talks often of playing games and night whispers and see my shadow. He likes playing romantic songs while you're working
Oh,
with him. He says he's a charming fellow when he wants to be.
what he
His
wants to
vessel
be.
when he wants to be, when he's not brawling. his v- his vessel is this vintage 1930s ventriloquist dummy. It's in great condition for its age. He is not attached to it and can move about his environment. He loves being kept with other negative spirits and causing trouble. He has a
Oh,
ton of videos on his activities, so please check out my Instagram. Offerings are cigarettes, stiff drinks, girls to flirt with, tools to communicate. He loves Elvis and oldies music. He hates men who abuse women, drugs, and does not like beer. Charlie is a very active, restless spirit. He seems to always be moving around my home. He can affect the lights, open cupboards, move things. He's very good at sharing images of his life and talks about how he was shot and they left him to die alone. You will hear
oh,
ringing in your ear when he's trying to communicate with. Likes being asked questions and will answer them with the dead bell. He loves messing with your TV when you're trying to pick a streaming service to watch. Good luck with him around. He says he's not dangerous, but he can be if someone pisses him off. He would do well in any
whoa.
environment that is used to dealing with a restless, negative human spirit. He has a very intense energy and enjoys communicating with the living. He likes to get in charge and is very protective of children and animals. If you feel a pull to this young, troubled spirit, please step forward. I don't know what I feel. I don't
Honestly,
know how I feel about him. I kind of like this guy.
I kind of like him too. Honestly, he sounds like a fun time.
He sounds like an old man who's been through some stuff, but he's got your back.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got your back.
He sounds nice.
He does.
I would take him in.
Charlie, you're a cool guy in my
You're a
book.
cool guy.
You're a
Your
cool
vessel
cat.
is creepy looking,
Yes.
but maybe find
Yeah.
a new one.
Yeah.
Oh
And the
boy.
last one.
I hate this one so much. I already know it. So, this looks like an old leathered book with like flowers etched into the leather and some other things etched into it that I can't really make of. There is a silver cross on it and it is also chained and locked. So
For
sounds
very
like
good
I
reason.
don't want to hear about it.
So it is a book. It is actually a Bible.
It's a Bible. Okay.
Cursed, extremely haunted Bible in a locked box. The cost is $275. It didn't say if it's used or not, but I would assume that this is definitely 1,000% used. It is vintage
Yeah.
from the 1920s, and the description is first thing it says is this is not a Dybbuk box. Cursed and extremely haunted antique Bible used in an exorcism gone horribly wrong. This is a
No.
very possessed object that is locked inside of a box, and it is strongly advised that you leave it there. It is an angry spirit or demon attached to it, and it causes all kinds of disturbances. The EMFs are off the scale around this thing, and it also vibrates sometimes. The enclosed Bible is not meant to be given out or used by anyone. It was used in an exorcism wherein a house was considered possessed by a really powerful and angry ghost or demon. The house still has an incredibly scary amount of paranormal activity, but something appears to have attached itself to this once hallowed object after walking through the house while reading the Lord's Prayer.
Wow.
Sorry. The owners tried everything they could to make the spirits leave, to not avail. The house itself was the scene of a grisly murder in the early 90s. Ever since
Oh my
then, it has
gosh.
held paranormal energy that drives its occupants out sooner or later. One couple decided to have an exorcism done in the home in hopes that it would clean the entities out of their home once and for all. It didn't. In fact, things got worse. The Bible was used during the attempted exorcism and has exhibited strange occurrences around it ever since. The couple said shadow figures and the sound of disembodied voices started manifesting near this Bible, causing much fear in them. The woman claims to have seen what looked like a monk standing next to it with red eyes, and that she said cut right through her soul. In fact, so many things started happening around this object that they decided to lock it up inside this box in an attempt to make the haunting stop. It didn't work.
Wow.
The couples claim things only got worse. The Bible itself is very old and was left to the lady by an older woman who passed away years ago. It was just one of those things laying around their house on a shelf until a couple elected to use it during their house cleansing. Big mistake. Now, one of the many entities has decided that it doesn't make any difference and is using the book as a conductor of sorts. After the couple locked the Bible up inside this box, most of the violent activity stopped momentarily. Then, out of nowhere, things started getting so frightening around this item that they got rid of it. The lady gave it to a neighbor who said after receiving it, things started happening in her house too. The sounds of screams, pounding on floors, and big thuds on the walls at night started happening almost immediately. Strange cold spots near this box also happen all the time. The murder that occurred in the past at the couple's house was of a young girl who was babysitting there. This was before the present couple bought the place. Apparently, the murderer beat the girl's head by slamming her body against the living room walls and then dragging her lifeless corpse into the basement where she was post-mortem sexually assaulted and then dismembered. Sorry, everyone. The couple were aware of the house's past when they purchased it, but never thought it would effectively follow their lives upon moving in. They were young. Getting rid of the Bible locked inside of this box made things calm down in their home, but it didn't totally stop everything. Instead, something that was a part of the haunting left with it, and the rest of the spirits stayed. We can't say for sure what is clinging to this Bible in the box, but we can tell you it is definitely not nice. Wherever this box goes, the spirit goes too, and a very powerful and angry entity that is noisy and dark. This is a very dangerous object and should be handled with extreme caution. It is being kept in our safe here until it finds a brave new owner. And that's it.
I don't like that one.
Yeah, that one's really rough.
That one, I just can't with that. Like, I just feel like that one wasn't very fun compared to the other ones that you did. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It was scary.
It was, yeah, that one was pretty
Anything
rough.
to do with the Bible stresses me out.
Yeah, me too. And exorcisms.
Yes, yeah. Okay, well, I have a neighborhood story for you. And actually, this podcast that I've been listening to did a whole hour episode about this neighborhood story. I was like, that is absolutely insane. But I'm just going to read one next door post that kind of triggered this whole thing to happen in Oakland, California area
Okay.
in 2020. So it says, it's the next door. I was attacked by a wild turkey. Yesterday I was strolling in the more calm rose garden when a turkey came very close to me. I just kept walking when he suddenly attacked me with his feet and wings. I was so shocked. I tried to get away from him, but he followed and attacked me several more times. There was a few other people around, but nobody seemed to know what to do. A man near me was trying to shoo it away with no much luck. Finally, a man who works or volunteers there came over and scared it away. He thinks that the turkey is being protective of his harem of 4 turkeys. He has attacked other people. I was badly shaken up. I had no idea turkeys did that. I had a huge lump on my hand, and when I got home, I noticed some bruises on my body. I like the wild turkeys living in the rose garden, but from now on, I will have my cane with me and maybe an alarm siren as well. Has anybody else had this experience?
What? What?
Yeah.
Why are there
So,
wild turkeys attacking people in Oakland, California?
I have no idea. But
Isn't that like such a really high crime place?
I think so. Yeah, can be. But it's right out of San Francisco. But what's crazy to me is this, like, it took months and months for them to effectively remove the turkey from the park without, because like it became such like a headline news, and like so everyone on Nextdoor and on Reddit were like, "Don't harm the turkey. He was here first." You know, that those sort of things, and then people were like, "Just shoot it," and people are like, "No, don't shoot it," and so it took like it was, you had to cut through like a lot of red bureaucratic tape to like effectively so
Shoot
dumb.
the damn thing and eat it.
That's what a lot
Sorry,
of people
PETA.
are saying.
Sorry, not sorry.
I thought it was funny. Anyways, you guys, check out our Patreon because we're gonna have some new stuff up there soon.
Yes,
For you.
for sure.
Anyways, have you checked in on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Bree and Amy.
Bring Amy out.
Say hi to your cats for us.
Also, submit your cat's meows. Don't get
Leon.